good morning, and welcome to lesson 52. So we're going to do as we always do and just arrive fully into our bodies on this morning. So gently closing your eyes down and dropping your awareness. This morning, let's do a body scan. So just noticing how your body feels on this morning, how it feels physically. Acknowledging any little aches or pains or perhaps places in the body that need extra care and attention. And reassuring your body that you will take care of it on this day. Noticing if there's any holding or contraction. And just inviting a gentle relaxation to those places where there may be holding. Bringing your awareness to your crown, to the top of your head. And inviting an air of relaxation to spread from the top of your head, all across your head, and down over your face. Feel your jaw slacken and relax. Feel that air of relaxation spread through your neck and your throat, and down over your chest and your shoulder blades, your shoulders, into your arms and your hands, down through your torso, into your hips and pelvis, your buttocks, your thighs, your knees, your shins, your calves, your ankles, the tops of your feet and the soles of your feet. Notice your soles, the soles of your feet, and know that there are chakras in the soles of our feet. Asking that those chakras connect in with Mother Earth, and that we feel grounded and supported on this new day. And so we begin this day in gratitude, and we open our hearts and we surrender to love. We ask love to lead the way through the minutes and the hours of this new day. We welcome joy, fun, and abundant prosperity. And we recognize that all encounters are wholesome and that all experiences can be met with a peaceful heart that is anchored in the truth that we are one, we are love, and that we are free. And we release these words, and so we let it be. So we are on lesson 52, and this is another review lesson. And I looked at the length of yesterday's lesson, and it was a little bit longer than we had intended dedicating in the mornings. And so we're going to do this one slightly differently, this review, just in order to manage time better. So today's review covers these ideas. Number one, I am upset because I see what is not there. Number two, I see only the past. Because remember, everything we know about everything we see is based on something we've learned about it, something we've been told about it. Number three, my mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. So everything that's going on in our brain is also coming from the past. Everything we know comes from the past, and we are preoccupied in our minds. Number four, I see nothing as it is now. And number five, my thoughts do not mean anything. So again, to the ego mind, this is quite challenging. What do you mean my thoughts do not mean anything? And of course, we're opening our minds to the idea and to the knowing that beneath these thoughts, these 80,000 thoughts, that the thoughts of God or the thoughts of love are always there reigning supreme. However, they're covered up by this mindless stuff that preoccupies us all the time. So let's take a look at what's said on each one. So I am upset because I see what is not there. Reality is never frightening. So the truth, the peaceful truth, is never frightening. It is impossible that it could upset me. Reality only brings perfect peace. When I am upset, it's always because I have replaced reality with illusions I made up. So I'm looking at what's showing up in front of me, but I'm not looking beyond that. And I'm not looking for the Holy Spirit or my inner wisdom's perception. I'm just taking things at face value. The illusions are upsetting because I have given them reality. So I make them really important and really real, and I fortify them. And I thus regard reality as an illusion. Nothing in God's creation or in love's creation is affected in any way by this confusion of mine. I am always upset by nothing. So what God has created is in truth undisturbed by these illusions. However, we in our small selves, so to speak, get disturbed by these illusions. I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. So I find fault with it, I see problems. And I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. Now, this is a big statement, and it mightn't seem as obvious as that to you, but we all have people that we find difficult or challenging in our lives, and everything that we hold against them is based on some behavior in the past. When I have forgiven myself and remembered who I am, because remember, we hold so much against ourselves as well, I will bless everyone and everything I see. So when I come into my heart, when I come into the truth of who I be, all I want to do is bless everyone and everything I see. And that will actually happen naturally. There will be no past because I won't be holding on to anything. And therefore, there will be no enemies. So it's like everything will have a clean slate and be seen from a fresh perspective. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before. That's a really, really beautiful lesson. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. So I see only my own thoughts and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Because let's face it, we're often very uncomfortable with stillness and quietness and being in the present moment. So we find ourselves jumping into the future or jumping into the past rather than just being in the here and the now. Let me understand that I'm trying to use time against God. So I'm trying to avoid being with the love that I am. And the reason why is sometimes when we get still and we get quiet, our stuff comes up. But guess what? It's coming up to the light. It's coming up to consciousness, to awareness. And when it comes to the light, then it just dissipates and disappears. But there's an awful lot of efforting in keeping things buried and keeping things down. However, the ego mind doesn't know that. And so it stays with the status quo of efforting and not looking at stuff and keeping stuff down. And so it busies itself with the past and with the future rather than be in the present moment. So the invitation, let me learn to give the past away, realizing in doing so, I am giving up nothing. So there's nothing to lose. It's a win-win when we decide to be in the present moment. I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can be truly said that I see nothing. I can only see what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. So whether I want to have Christ vision and see love in all, or whether I want to stay with my limited vision and keep looking upon illusions. That's the choice. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. So when I'm focused on the illusion, I'm losing out on having the vision. Now I would choose again that I may see. So we're saying yes to this. And the final review lesson, my thoughts do not mean anything. In truth, I have no private thoughts, because remember, we're all the one. And when you're thinking of this, I want you to think around vibration. So if somebody is standing in front of you and they're saying one thing, but in their minds they're thinking something else, you can feel the vibration of that. So in that sense, there are no private thoughts. There is nothing that's going on that isn't having an impact on someone else. And we think that we can be privately going about our own thing when in fact we're part of the whole. So in truth, I have no private thoughts, yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware, because I'm lost in my own little mind. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts? So it's like, do I want to play small and limited? Or do I want to be part of this whole vast, limitless, amazing, beautiful, divine universe? So I say yes to the latter. So we're just going to take a moment or two and we're just going to rest into this. And just be present to these lessons that cover so much. But the basic thing that they're saying is that we're going to give up our limited way of seeing in exchange for Christ's vision, for being able to see and understand so much more. And this is going to make life so much easier. So let's just take a moment resting in the awareness of this. And just asking that I may see things differently. I may see things anew. And saying yes. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. And I hope you're enjoying reviewing the lessons, and I invite you to apply the lessons as you move through your day today. So from my heart to yours, have a wonderful day.